junior category. And then, of course, Jacob Douglas, who lines up on the front row of the grid, the New Zealander. So let's see what happens here. He's on pole position for this heat, along with the Ukrainian Alexander Partashev. And then in third, it is Kaya Sixnelis from Maxime Castellane, Justin Arsenault of Canada, and Carl Julien of Indonesia. From France is Elliot Viron and the American Luca Mars. India's Rishon Rajiv Magahali is along with Austria's Charlie Wirtz, Japan's Fuki Tanaka, and the Serbian Filip Jenic. Then Alexander Gubenko of Russia, from Erik Alanis Bosch of Spain, the Dane Magnus Johansson Do, and Portugal's Pedro Perino, the Paraguayan Thiago Samaniego, and China's Riku Liu, Maximus Meyer of Spain, and the United Arab Emirati, Andrei Uziel. Then Jiri Jr. of the Czech Republic, Wing Lam Ji, the first time he's racing for Hong Kong. Oh, and that's a problem already at the first corner. That is the 504. Now, incredibly, that is out already for Elliot Viron. He was one of the fastest in free practice, but Elliot Viron is out of the race before it's even started. That is a disaster for Elliot Viron. What a shame for the Frenchman. Well, behind Max Meyer and Andrei Uziel, we have, for the Czech Republic, as we said, Jiri Jr. and Wing Lam Ji of Hong Kong, and then Mai Sedar of Slovenia, and for Slovakia, it is Barbara Barova. So it's going to be an interesting run from the first corner. These guys are rolling start. All the other classes, KZ and KZ2, are standing start. So these guys will have a rolling start. The New Zealander, Jacob Douglas, on pole position with an absolutely brilliant opportunity to charge his way forward. This is going to be an absolutely spectacular run. So the drivers will come up towards the bar, and they will get started. Douglas, Partashev, Sixnelis, Castellane, Arsenault, and Julien, with Elliot Viron missing on the first lap. Disaster for the Frenchman, but let's go racing. The lights are... Oh, they didn't go out. The lights didn't go out on the top of the board, and they've got started. The drivers think they're racing. I'm not sure if we have, because the race has not started, as far as I can see. The red lights were still on, so I'm not sure we're underway racing. The red lights were still on the dash. Yes, it has been declared a false start. So who's that's charged away at the front end of the field? Because they're going to be very disappointed. I think that is the 506 that's leapt forward, or is it the 509 of Kaya Sixnelis? But the race is going to be restarted here. So the competitors have obviously gone into race mode, but the lights did not go out. So now they're slowing up. That is the 509. It is Kaya Sixnelis. So he will start again from third position. He doesn't quite understand what's going on. Well, the lights didn't go out, Kaius. That's what's happened. The lights didn't go out. You can't race until the lights go out. And they didn't. So as far as we're concerned, the race hasn't started. So it's as simple as that, unfortunately. But a few of the drivers getting caught up with the energy, the heat, and the intensity of it all. And so the race will restart. But for Kaya Sixnelis, that was very disappointing. The Lithuanian had a good lead there, having had a terrific start to the first corner. But problems already, I'm afraid, for Elliot Viron, broken down on the first lap. And he's out of the action. And I think that's the reason we ended up having a false start, essentially, because they were still trying to make sure he was in a safe position before they could start the racing. But it's Jacob Douglas from Alexander Partashev, Kaya Sixnelis and Maxime Castellane, Justin Arsenault and Carl Julien from Luca Mars, Rishon Rajiv Magahali and Charlie Wirtz from Tanaka, Jenic, Gubenko, Alanis, Johansson Do, Peroni, Samaniego, Liu and Meyer, Uziel Bacichka Jr., G. Sedar and Barova. Now we're going to get started. Up to the first corner. Terrific start from Jacob Douglas. He holds the lead as they go through turn one. And already it's an amazing start. He charges down the straight up towards Senna and into the hairpin. And Jacob Douglas has an early lead as they start to pick off a couple of maneuvers into the hairpin. Is everybody going to get through safe and sound? Well, one or two of them running wide, but otherwise it looks as though it's fairly clean. And the drivers cut their way through. But Jacob Douglas of New Zealand holds the inside line and leads as they go through the Monza hairpin. At the end of the first sector, he controls the pace with Alexander Partashev right in behind him. And Maxime Castellane having made the move to third past Kaya Sixnelis. So it's the New Zealand flag at the top end of the bill for Jacob Douglas as he leads Alexander Partashev, the Ukrainian, in second position. All identical Xspirit chassis, all identical IAMI engines, and all an incredible run of the course of the way through. Vortex engines, my apologies. Xspirit chassis, Vortex engines, and the amazing tyres from Bridgestone pushing their way through on this first lap of the race as they come through again. Down the straight and into that first corner. A really impressive run for the competitors. Jacob Douglas in front of Alexander Partashev, Maxime Castellane and Kaya Sixnelis, Carl Julien and Luca Mars, Charlie Wirtz and Filip Jenic, Magnus Johansson Do and Alexander Gubenko. Viron out of the race. Ruki Liu has gone off at Grifoni, He appears to be out of the race, and there's problems too for a couple of drivers in the field falling back. Justin Arsenault is all the way down in 20th, the Canadian, so problems for him on the first lap. What a shame, as Jacob Douglas now leads the race from Alexander Partashev and Maxime Castellane. Kaya Sixnelis is next up in the mix. Julien 5th from Luca Mars, the American. He's made an amazing start, up to 6th position already, as Charlie Wirtz has got past him. So now into 6th position goes Charlie Wirtz, and he's already stepping up the attack to go after the Indonesian talent, Julien. Into Grafone, and then to 3rd position, that's going to be Kaya Sixnelis, makes the move on Maxime Castellane. So a nice move there from Sixnelis. The Lithuanian takes the Luxembourger, and Charlie Wirtz gets on the inside of Julien into bar. Nicely done there, as into 5th position he goes. And Julien is going to get straight back into it through the first corner, and he needs to because he's got the American Luca Mars on his tail. Filip Jenic is trying to come up through the Serbian in 8th position. But out in front, it is still Jacob Douglas from Alexander Partashev. The front row men remain in 1st and 2nd. And the New Zealander Jacob Douglas, he was talking up his chances in the course of the early part of the weekend to me, feeling very confident here, likes the circuit, likes the flow. He's not used to the heat, but he's just getting on with it. Kaya Sixnelis now 3rd. Maxime Castellane 4th from Charlie Wirtz. Is Charlie Wirtz going to make the move into Vesuvio 1? No, but he's perfectly figured out that Vesuvio 2 is a good overtaking spot, so expect him to challenge as they go into Vesuvio 2. He's going to come from a long way back, not going to go for the move on the inside there. He's too close to the back end. Too close to the back of him is Julien, so he doesn't want to make too big a risk too early. They get into Grafone. 508, Luca Mars is in there, then Filip Jenic, Alexander Gubenko, and Magnus Johansson Doe has climbed up into 10th position in front of Max Meyer, another driver charging his way through the field. So some good maneuvers is up the inside. That is going to be the move on the man behind Julien. That is Jenic on Mars, I think, as they go up the straight. And now the move on Charlie Wirtz. This is going to be Julien with Maxime Castellane going through, and Julien picks them both off. Great move from the Indonesian. Julien sweeps past them both, and that puts him up into 4th position. A great move there from Julien. He's running beautifully there. The Indonesian, of course, very used to these hot temperate conditions, as Charlie Wirtz goes wheel to wheel with Maxime Castellane, and the Austrian gets through. Nice run from Charlie Wirtz. Maxime Castellane now trying to hang on to the inside line. He cuts across to try and hold off both drivers coming through. Jenic and Mars are both going to get there, and Gubenko is going to make a switch back to the inside, as too does Magnus Johansson Doe. So unfortunately, the floodgates have opened somewhat for Maxime Castellane. He drops behind Max Meyer and Erik Alanis Bosch as well, down to 12th position. What a shame for the Luxembourger. So out of the final turn, Luca Mars is going to get his run on Filip Jenic and makes his move for 6th position. Nice move there from Luca Mars as he gets through now in front of Gubenko. So they come through. 4 laps completed and 3 to go. In the academy, you don't get a lot of time to wait around. As up the inside, that's a lovely move on the inside line. 2 drivers getting through there as Alexander Partashev continues to run in 2nd place. Kaya Sixnelis is away in 3rd. 4th is Julien. I think that was Jenic and Mars both making a lunge on Charlie Wirtz. So they come through. A big squabble in the deck of the karts as Gubenko's up to 7th place now. Johansson Doe is up to 8th at the expense of Luca Mars. So it's Douglas still leading the way. The New Zealander has got Alexander Partashev now closing him down. And down to the braking zone. That is Magnus Johansson Doe lining up the man in 7th place, Alexander Gubenko, in the bid that he can get through. The Danish driver pushing very hard indeed to make his move on the inside of the Russian as they come off the turn at Grafone. Gubenko actually has a warning flag for something, not sure what that's for, but with 2 to go, Alexander Partashev of the Ukraine is lining up Jacob Douglas of New Zealand in the lead of the race. So down the back straight, into Senna, through the hairpin, and as they get back on the power, they're going to head up towards the left-hander at Rossa. Through they go, and then in towards Villeneuve. Double apex. That's Kaya Sixnelis running in 3rd position, settled into a rhythm. Julien, the Indonesian, trying to catch him, but he hasn't got a lot of time to make the ground as Jacob Douglas continues to lead Alexander Partashev as they come up to Vesuvio 1. Will the New Zealander get his first win of the weekend? He's having an absolutely terrific run so far, and Alexander Partashev is drilling in those sector times, but he just can't quite get close enough to the New Zealander. The Kiwi's having an amazing run up front. In through the left flick and into the hairpin. He used a little bit too much curb there, though, on the way through Grafone. That will be a little bit of nerves, and he's just got to try and hang on in front of Partashev. Partashev's doing all the hard work here. Jacob Douglas trying to hang on to the lead with 1 lap to go, but Partashev has a few chances now on this 1,547-metre circuit. It's a long circuit, You've got to try and hold on to it. Douglas gets a good run through the first corner. Careful on the brakes, Jacob. Hang on to it. Alexander Partashev's going to make mincemeat if you can't hack it. Luca Mars in 8th place in front of Magnus Johansson-Doe. He's made the move. And Fuki Tanaka and Max Meyer have both managed to get past Eric Alanis on that lap as well. Tanaka to 10th, Meyer to 11th. Good comebacks from both of them. But Jacob Douglas in the second sector goes through Schumacher and up to Vesuvio 1. And so far, the New Zealander, although making a couple of slight errors here and there, it's never been enough to lose focus. It's never been enough to lose the lead. And though Alexander Partashev is definitely giving everything he can to him, Jacob Douglas is the match at the moment. Into the hairpin. One last chance for the Ukrainian. Can he make the dive into bar, or is he going to have to set off a second? I think he's got to accept it. Out of the final turn, and the Kiwi, Jacob Douglas, gets his first win of the season. Brilliant run from Jacob Douglas. Alexander Partashev shadowing his every move in second place. And Lithuania's Kaius Sixnelis in third position. Now the moment can sink in for Jacob. He's got the job. Oh, there's an accident on the final turn. And that was 2 or 3 of them involved, actually. 4 carts have gone together. Magnus Johansson-Doe, Luca Mars, Fuki Tanaka, and Jiri Bachichka Jr. all wiped out in Grafone on the last lap. What a disaster, and that's made a massive change to the order in the top 10. Sixnelis third from Julien, Wirtz is 5th, Jenic in 6th position. Bitter disappointment down there, but let's look at the result. Douglas takes the win from Partashev, Sixnelis is 3rd from Gard Julien, Charlie Wirtz is 5th from Filip Jenic, Gubenko comes home in 7th, Max Meyer fights back to 8th position, a good luck at last, Eric Alanis in 9th, and Rishon Rajiv Magahali to 10th. Maxim Castellan is 11th in front of Thiago Samaniego. Pedro Perino comes through. Andre Uziel goes well. Wing Lam Ji on his debut comes to 15th from Justin Arsenault, Mai Sedar, and Barbara Baudova. And then the retirements. Luca Mars, Magnus Johansson-Doe, Fuki Tanaka, and Jiri Bachichka Jr. all out on the spot. Ruki Liu came home in 23rd in the end, but a lap down. And Elliot Viron, the Frenchman, obviously retired from the race before it even began with mechanical problems. So very dramatic stuff indeed in the Karting Academy Trophy, and a really solid run from Jacob Douglas to take the victory in front of Alexander Partashev. We're getting close to the action in the KZ battle. That's coming up a little later, but we'll give you a bit of a taster to...